What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some insanely spicy battles in the Psychic Cup, which I'm sure everyone is already bored of by now, but if you watch just one more Psychic Cup video in your entire lifetime, make sure it's this one, as I'm running a level 50 Hundo Inkay, which aside from Malamar is the only other dark type available in this meta, and like Malamar it was recently buffed with Psywave. However, instead of Foul Play it has access to Night Slash, which can be spammed incredibly fast, and of course it has that opportunity to boost its attack. Now this Pokemon just barely reaches 1000 CP, it's by no means a meta breaker, but it certainly caught opponents off guard with how spammy it is, and it clutched up for me many times in these battles. I'm also bringing back the Armarouge since it was a ton of fun to run, and rounding out the team with my shiny Shadow Metagross. So with that being said, let's just get into the question of the day. What is the most random 100% IV Pokemon you've powered up to level 50? Let me know in the comment section down below, but with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle, Inkay into Victini. Now the thing about Victini in this meta is that all of its charge moves will debuff its stats in one way or another, so typically they will farm up to back-to-back V-Crates before throwing, but Inkay is so spammy, we can barely make it to back-to-back Night Slashes before they get to back-to-back moves, so firing off the second Night Slash, grabbing a shield advantage, and then swapping to make the catch onto my Armarouge. And as well, when we swap there, we actually got an Incinerate in, which is huge for us because up against that debuff defense Victini, whilst it was resisted, it will actually put them into range where hopefully Metagross can farm down with resisted fast moves. Now anyways, we bait out the Claydol there, not ideal for us, but we kind of needed it because Metagross wants no part of that Claydol action whatsoever. Gonna come back in with the Inkay, and we're definitely gonna have to shield this as the opponent goes for a Shadow Ball, which is definite overkill. Could have just gone for the Scorching Sands, but either way, I'm now gonna overfarm, fire off a Night Slash. Night Slash is going to grab a shield, and it gets the boost, and this will guarantee this Night Slash will definitely get the KO now up against the Claydol, and we're gonna swap straight away into Metagross. And you can see they are definitely in Bullet Punch farm down range. They're going to fire off another V-Create. V-Create grabs my final shield. They come in with a Malamar, but when all shields are down, shiny Shadow Metagross absolutely goes to town. Meteor Mash will get the one shot up against the Malamar. We can resist it, Bullet Punch, farm down the Victini, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to opponent there into next battle. You can see Galarian Rapidash in the lead, so obviously not great for us. This is why I'm running two Pokemon in the back that can deal with fairies in the form of Armarouge and Metagross. We're going to shield this as they did farm up a fair bit of energy. They bait with a Body Slam, which is unfortunate, but they're going to come in with Beheeyem, and they're giving us such a big energy advantage that I will make it to back-to-back flame charges. And whilst these Incinerates are only neutral damage, they are really chunking already, so going to go for fire off the next flame charge there, and we will make it to another flame charge, getting Beheeyem very low and certainly into Night Slash range for my Inkay. Now of course they're going to be running Dark Pulse here, and because we are part Dark we can live this, so despite only being 1048 CP, I will tank that. I'm now going to fire off the Night Slash pretty much straight away. Night Slash gets the KO, we're going to swap straight away into our Metagross, and they did overfarm massively in the lead, so I'm going to shield this. They full send the Mega Horn, and again there's a Malamar in the back, so once again, Metagross absolutely going to destroy this Malamar, firing off the Meteor Mash, getting the one shot, and again we can just Bullet Punch, farm down the Rapidash to take that game. So GG's to opponent there into next battle. You can see Inkay into Victini once again, so possibly going to play this out exactly the same here, as the opponent is going to farm up to back-to-back charge moves, but no, actually they throw just before that, so interesting play from the opponent. They're now going to swap, and unfortunately they do make the catch there. I don't really know, I tried to throw one Psywave and then throw the charge attack, but either way, unfortunately they do make that catch there, so didn't really work out as planned, didn't work out the same way it did in the first battle, but either way, still going to play this out here. Going to fire off a Flame Charge into the Malamar, and Flame Charge should be enough to get the KO here. The opponent is actually just going to take that 2 shield advantage. They're going to come in with their Slowbro, and we're going to fire off a Psyshock straight away. Now Psyshock is going to grab a shield, and we throw on CMP, so probably best case scenario there. The opponent goes for the Brutal Swing. We're going to come in with the Metagross, they swap, and they're able to snipe with the Victini, already making it to the charge move. V-Create will get the KO, but we do have energy on our Inkay. We're going to farm up to very close to back-to-back Night Slashes here. Night Slash is going to grab the final shield, and we make it to another Night Slash. I think we need the boost here though. Night Slash gets the KO, it does not get the boost though, and unfortunately up against this Galarian Slowbro, whilst yes we do just barely outpace them, Night Slash doesn't get the KO, and there is that boost that we needed, maybe 1 or 2 moves earlier than that, and unfortunately Brutal Swing will get the KO from that range, and we do lose that game. But GG's to opponent there. Into the next battle, we can see Malamar in the lead this time around. So basically, I'm just going to stay in, wait for them to throw, and then I will swap out here just because there's no point going for Night Slashes up against a Malamar since they are neutral damage. They're really not going to add up that much. Whereas I might as well save the Night Slash for a pure Psychic type Pokemon in the back as it's going to deal a lot more damage. Either way, going to swap into Armarouge, fire off the Flame Charge here. Flame Charge is going to be shielded by the Malamar. And this one, I'm definitely going to shield as I will be able to go for a full Incinerate farm down, or at least I'm hoping that I can do that. And we do get that Incinerate farm down. Now they're going to come in with a Behemoth, but that's absolutely okay. We're going to fire off the Flame Charge. Flame Charge is going to grab a shield from the Behemoth, and we make it to another Flame Charge already. And at this point, this Flame Charge with the boost will get the KO. They come in with a Victini, which is kind of interesting as to why they didn't come in with it straight away, as of course they are resisting everything we can throw, but we're boosted. Psyshock does big damage. We can now come in with the Inkay, get the Snipe with a Night Slash. Night Slash gets the KO, and we get another unnecessary attack boost there when we didn't need it, but it is what it is. So GG set up on there. Into the next battle, we can see a Galarian Slowbro in the lead. So we will outpace them to the first move, but actually I've played against a few Galarian Slowbro, and a lot of them had a Bruxish in the back, so I do actually swap out there just because I'm trying to bait out the potential Bruxish, because my Inkay will be taking neutral damage from those bites, whilst the rest of my team gets absolutely slaughtered by a Bruxish, but it's clearly not the case here, as the opponent is staying in with their Galarian Slowbro. So we are once again going to fire off a Charge Reef on the CMP tie here, and Flame Charge, of course, will either get the KO or grab the final shield, and we actually get the KO there. They come in with a Shadow Giraffe Rig. We're now going to swap into Metagross, as I'm assuming they're running the Psychic Fangs or Trailblaze, and they go for Trailblaze there. They're now going to swap into Malamar, and they're running the Psywave instead of Psycho Cut, and unfortunately that means that this opponent will be able to go for a shield up against the Meteor Mash and fully double resisted Psywave farming down, which is super unfortunate there, but it is what it is. We are now going to come in with the Inkay. We have a Night Slash already loaded, so I'm going to throw straight away, and I don't think that was a CMP type because we definitely shouldn't win CMP, so I'm going to swap, make the catch there onto my Armarouge, catching a foul play there, but can we actually still win this game? It's going to be very close. The opponent's going to fire off the Foul Play. Foul Play does some decent damage there. They swap back into Giraffe Rig, and we try to throw a Night Slash. Unfortunately, it doesn't register. We get a bit of lag. But either way, unfortunately, we were too low. So if we did fire off the Night Slash, they could have just farmed me down with the Malamar anyways. But GG's to opponent there. Into the next battle, we see Galarian Rapidash in the lead. And unfortunately, Galarian Rapidash and Claydol form a pretty strong core just because the Pokemon that do resist Fairy, which is Fire, Poison, or Steel type Pokemon, are weak to the Ground type Pokemon like Claydol. So unfortunately, every time we save swap into Armarouge, there is probably going to be a Claydol in the back, but we did grab a 2-shield advantage. Gonna no-shield this as the opponent goes for Scorching Sands. You can see we do live that, but they swap back into the Rapidash, and that's huge for me. I can shield this up as the opponent's going to fire off a high horsepower, and that should mean that, oh, we can actually get a full Bullet Punch farm down there. We come out with a Meteor Mash loaded. Meteor Mash should be enough damage to take out the Claydol, and they're going to have a Behemoth in the back, so they do get the Astonish farm down, but we are close to a Night Slash on the Inkay. We can fire off the Night Slash. Night Slash doesn't get the KO, but we get the Psywave farm down, and I'm able to take that game. So GG set up over there. Into the next battle, you can see Inkay into Galarian Rapidash once again. So once again, going to swap into my Armarouge. I do actually like to go for a couple of Psywaves first, just because it will help me reach a Night Slash up against the Claydol, which I assume will be coming back in. We're going to go for the Flame Charge there, grab a shield, and we do just barely make it to another Flame Charge, living with 1 HP and a Dream. Flame Charge gets them deep into the red health range as they do Mudslap farming down, although it looks like Incinerate because fast moves are bugged right now, and it's very confusing, honestly. But either way, gonna no-shield this once again, expecting a Scorching Sands. It is a Scorching Sands, but because we did stay in initially, I'm able to at least force a CMP tie. Unfortunately, Inkay doesn't have the stats to win CMP up against anything in this meta, but again, the opponent swaps back into the Rapidash. So again, just gonna shield this up here. The opponent's gonna go for a Body Slam bait, which is unfortunate, but this should just also be a Body Slam. It could be a Wild Charge, but I'm willing to take the risk. It is just a Body Slam. We get the Bullet Punch farm down, and it's probably Malamar in the back once again, and it's exactly that. So at this point, we've got to be very careful about how we play this. I believe their Claydol is in 3 Bullet Punch farm down range, which means if I take out the Malamar here, they can probably take me out with 2 Mudslaps. So what I'm actually doing is waiting for them to swap, hoping that we could get the Bullet Punch farm down if they swapped on poor timing there. But unfortunately, that was not the case. So they do end up taking me out with the Mudslap damage, and we lose that game. But GG set up over there. Into the next battle, going to see a Chime Echo in the lead. So we are taking neutral damage from the Astonishers. Going to fire off the Night Slash there. and we're able to make it to another Night Slash before the opponent throws a charge move, grabbing both shields from the Chimecho. So at this point, I am definitely going to shield this. The opponent baits with a side shock, which is very unfortunate, but if they do throw another side shock here, then I should be able to live this very comfortably, and they do. That is triple resisted. Definitely not the right play there. We can now fire off another Night Slash. Night Slash actually doesn't get the KO there. Of course, Inkay not very attack weighted, but it does put them into range where we can bullet punch, farm them down, and they come in with a Victini. Now, we've still got a shield advantage. The opponent is trying to overfarm here, not debuff their defense straight away, but it backfires as Earthquake gets the one shot. They've got Galarian Rapidash in the back, and they've just given up here. So we're able to fully bullet punch, farm down the Rapidash, and take that game. So GG's to upload there into the next battle. You can see Inkay into Claydol. Now, I will mention that in some battles, like, I was receiving damage from the fast moves, like, way later than I should have done, and it just completely threw off my fast move timing. It might be hard to see in the, like, 2 times sped up battles here, but especially as well with, like, my Psywave animation also coming back on myself, it was, like, really confusing, and honestly, did kind of annoy me here, as unfortunately I throw it on poor timing a few times in this battle, and as a result we actually end up CMP tying here when I could have actually just outpaced them to the next charge move. So definitely very frustrating, but we do get the Incinerate farm down there, and let's see, with Claydol out of the way, hopefully there aren't any hard answers to our backline, but unfortunately they've got Hooper in the back. So firing off the Flame Charge, we stay in here just to get a boosted Incinerate in there up against the Hooper, and these Astonishers are absolutely deleting us, but I'm going to shield this. The opponent goes for the Shadow Ball, and they're going to swap into a Shadow Gardevoir. We do just barely make it to the Meteor Mash, and I'm hoping that Hooper is in one bullet punch farm down range, but unfortunately they're not. They get the Astonish farm down, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But GG's up over there into the next battle. You can see Chimecho in the lead once again. So once again, pretty decent for us here. And the opponent's going to say swap into a Gardevoir. So swapping straight away into our Metagross, going for the full bullet punch farm down. And we will come out with a Meteor Mash loaded. So presumably it's going to be the Chimecho coming back in here. So we're just going to go for one bullet punch, fire off the Meteor Mash. This should be grabbing a shield from the opponent. It does grab a shield from the Chimecho. They do farm it down, but that's absolutely okay. We can come back in with the Inkay, and if they don't throw straight away, I can go for a Night Slash here and possibly grab another shield from the Chimecho. Night Slash is going to grab the final shield, and again, we get the attack boost. So definitely going to shield this up. They go for a Side Shock bait once again, but that's okay. I can now overfarm. The opponent does make a very nice catch, though, catching onto Malamar, but we are boosted, so actually, I might as well just stay in here. They will not be able to fast speed farm me down, of course, so going to fire off another Night Slash. Night Slash is going to be no shield, of course. They have no shields remaining. We can now come in with the Armourouge, and as long as they don't get damage registration error, I should be able to Incinerate, farm them down, and we get the farm down there. They come back in with the Chimecho, and we're able to make it to a Flame Charge, and of course, Flame Charge from this range gets the KO, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to up over there into next battle. You can see Behemoth in the lead. So once again, pretty similar to Chimecho. Astonish, neutral damage. This is definitely where we want to see it. And I will throw just before they make it to a potential Dark Pulse. Night Slash will be coming through, grabs a shield from the Behemoth, and they overfarm, allowing me to make it to a second Night Slash. Again, opponents just underestimating the insane energy generation of Psywave combined with Night Slash, an incredibly spammy move. Now they go for Dark Pulse. I've grabbed the shield advantage. I'm pretty happy there. Going to come in with the Armourouge. If they've got Claydol in the back, then we'd probably just lose, but it's okay. They've got Galarian Rapidash. Possibly could have thrown straight away there. Of course, that would have been poor timing, but either way, I could have maybe avoided taking a Body Slam there, but either way, they're just going to fire off another Body Slam, so I'm going to no-shield, and they're going to swap into my Metagross, and they come in with a Chimecho, so that swap doesn't really work out for me. We do lag a little bit, but I am able to make it to the Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash, of course, going to grab the final shield from the opponent. We come in, we fire off the Flame Charge straight away. Flame Charge is barely not enough to get the KO there, and you can see my charge move came up there, so I accidentally tapped it there. And unfortunately, I throw another charge move, so we CMP tied. I won CMP, but then I got stuck in another charge move, and as a result, they're able to make it to a Body Slam there. I didn't want to throw that move, but essentially I was thinking, well, if that popped up, then it means they didn't actually throw a move at all, so I might as well just take out the Chimecho, save my shield, and then I would just be able to Incinerate farm down the Rapidash. But unfortunately, the game bugged out there, and that's really frustrating. But either way, GG's to the opponent there. Into the next battle, we're going to see Inkay up against a Meowstic, and we're going to go straight for the Night Slash, get the boost once again, which is huge. They fire off the energy ball. They're pretty slow to make it to charge boost, so we're in a pretty good position here. We can fire off the Night Slash. Night Slash should be getting the KO with the boost here, but we grab the final shield and we still make it to another Night Slash. So Inkay winning switch advantage and with a shield advantage as well, which is huge for me. They come in with a Shadow Gardevoir. We're going to come in with a Metagross, and I make a huge mistake there. I just swapped instinctively, and this is really bad because we swap out here, meaning they're able to outpace me to the charge move. I can't really afford to shield that because Flame Charge not really going to do much damage there. So instead we stay in with the Metagross, but this is game over there. Even if I threw straight away, they would actually be able to charm farm me down with the Gardevoir, so huge mistake there. Should have just stayed in with the Metagross. I would have been able to make it to a Meteor Mash, which, even if it didn't KO the Claydol, would have put them into Incinerate farm down range, and then at that point, Armarouge could have swept that game. But huge mistake there, but GG's to the opponent. Into next battle, you can see a Giraffe Rig in the lead, so we're going to swap, make a catch there, assuming they're going to be running the Psychic Fangs or the Trailblaze, but nope, they actually go for Thunderbolt there, which definitely caught me off guard and did a lot of damage as well. We're going to go for a Flame Charge, but unfortunately, that Thunderbolt puts me into perfect farm down range before I make it to back-to-back Flame Charges, so definitely not ideal, but we've got the Night Slash loaded. I'm going to throw it straight away there, expecting the opponent not to throw immediately, so Night Slash does put them into Bullet Punch farm down range, and at this point, I'm happy to let the Inkay go down. Of course, they got back-to-back foul plays. They will be able to throw straight away, but I've got 2 shields, so I'm going to start using them. We shield the first one. We will be able to go for a full Bullet Punch farm down. They come in with a Galarian Rapidash, so at this point, I'm just committing to a full Bullet Punch farm down. Gonna shield this, of course, as they did farm up to a potential nuke move. They go for the Body Slam bait, but we don't care. They swap into Giraffe Rig, hoping to catch a move or something. Doesn't really matter. I was committing to the fast move beatdown anyways, and I'm able to take that game. So GG to opponent there, into the next battle, you can see Bruxish in the lead. So, of course, we are taking neutral damage from these bites, and they are non-stab, so they're actually not chunking that bad. And as well, they are very slow to generate energy. So, we go for a Night Slash, grab a shield, and we're able to make it to a second Night Slash before they make it to a potential crunch. Night Slash does get them very low, and at this point, once again, happy to take a shield advantage. If they've got Claydol in the back, then we are screwed, but if not, then we should be okay here. So we get the Incinerate farm down. They're going to come in with a Shadow Gardevoir, so we should be absolutely fine. If they come in with Gardevoir, they probably got Rapidash in the back, so I go for the Flame Charge. We swap into our Metagross, and no, actually, they've got Malamar in the back, but it doesn't really matter. Either way, we can just shield this up here. We've seen already several times, Meteor Mash will get the one-shot after a few bullet punches, so going to overfarm just slightly. We don't really need to. Meteor Mash gets the KO. They come back in with the Gardevoir, and they're just going to concede the match. So GG's to opponent there into the next battle. You can see Inkay into Chimecho. So once again, neutral damage up against the Astonish user. It looks like they're lagging a little bit. I'm a little bit confused there as these Astonishes seem to be coming in slightly slower than they should be. But either way, gonna fire off the Night Slash, grab the shield advantage there, and once again able to outpace them to another Night Slash, although this might be because they were lagging in that scenario. But either way, I'm definitely going to shield this up as they full send the Shadow Ball. Gonna now overfarm just slightly here. We're actually farming up to very close to back-to-back Night Slashes. Gonna fire off the Night Slash. Night Slash gets the KO here. We're close to another Night Slash, but the opponent's gonna come in with a Malamar, so I'm gonna swap out straight away. No point staying in there just because they could actually commit to a full farm down, as the Night Slashes just wouldn't do much damage. We are just barely able to make it to a Flame Charge up against the Malamar, but they will be able to farm me down, and it just depends what they've got in the back. I didn't want to use my final shield there, as I know they could have still taken me out with the foul play. Unfortunately, that boosted Incinerate damage doesn't register there. They get damage registration error. Usually that's costly when it would have got the KO there, but we kind of just needed that damage there. They're now going to come in with a Behemoth there, and we go and fully charge the Night Slash, and that is a mistake. I needed to undercharge. I wasn't sure how much damage it would do. I was hoping to get a perfect Bullet Punch farm down, but you can see we didn't quite come out with the Meteor Mash loaded. They've, of course, got so much energy on the Malamar. They can fire off back-to-back foul plays here, and unfortunately, there's just nothing we can do. Foul play will get the KO up against my 1 HP Inkay, and we do end up losing that game. But GG's to opponent there into next battle. You can see Galarian Rapidash in the lead. So we are going to swap into our Armarouge, once again staying in with the Inkay initially. They're going to fire for charge move, and the opponent goes for a wild charge there. So definitely glad I shielded. They're actually not running Claydol, or at least they're not swapping into it. But either way, we're going to go for the Flame Charge. Flame Charge does grab a shield back from the opponent, and I'm able to make it to another Flame Charge up against the Chime Echo, which is huge, as this should grab the final shield from the opponent. It does exactly that, and we also get off another boosted Incinerate. Now once again, Inkay should be able to live a Shadow Ball from full HP here, so I will be no shielding, and as well, we are so fast to make it to the charge moves that they go for a Shadow Ball there, and I will be able to make it to a Night Slash before they can make it to the next move. So Night Slash will get the KO here. They're going to come back in with the Rapidash. We come in with our Metagross. We've seen this several times already. Probably Malamar in the back, so going to shield up the Wild Charge. Nope, never mind. I was wrong. It is double Astonish users in the back. But either way, once again, Shadow Metagross going to town when all shields are down, getting the KO with the Meteor Mash, getting the Bullet Punch farm down, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to opponent there. Into the next battle, we can see Malamar in the lead once again. So once again, gonna stay in, wait for them to throw a foul play. Although if the opponent does overfarm like they're doing here, then this is very problematic. I'm gonna no shield this, and the opponent's going to full send a Hyper Beam. How could you do that to your child, Malamar? What on earth is that? Anyways, we are now in a big spot of bother here as we're going to shield this up. The opponent is going to go for the foul play, and we are going to overfarm, fire off the Flame Charge. Flame Charge will, of course, get the KO here if the opponent lets it go through, and they do exactly that. Now, if they've got Claydol, I might as well just concede the match straight away, but they're going to come in with a Chime Echo, so we're going to go straight for the Flame Charge. Flame Charge should be grabbing a shield. We're already boosted. It does grab the shield there. Unfortunately, we're not going to make it to another Flame Charge, so I swap out at the last possible second. I should still be able to go for a full Bullet Punch farm down here, but I will be incredibly low, and it depends what they've got in the back. They've got Galarian Slowbro. There's no way we can win this game, unfortunately. We are double resisting the Poison Jab damage, but a Brutal Swing will be more than enough damage to get the KO here up against my Metagross. They actually do farm up to back-to-back charge moves, which they didn't need to do, but they might as well play it safe there, firing off the Brutal Swing straight away into my Armarouge. Brutal Swing gets the KO, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But GG's to opponent there. Into the next battle, you can see Behemoth in the lead. So once again, Astonish user, gonna stay in. This is definitely where we want to see it. You can see we are lagging a little bit here, which is definitely not ideal, but I think we did throw on pretty much good timing there. Gonna fire off the Night Slash, grab the shield, and we should be able to outpace them to back-to-back moves here. So gonna shield at the Dark Pulse. The opponent's gonna swap into a Gardevoir. So once again, gonna swap straight away into my Metagross, going for the full Bullet Punch farm down, and the opponent's gonna come back in with the Behemoth. We're going straight for Meteor Mash, and Meteor Mash is going to be no shielded. We get the KO, and they come in with a Chime Echo. So at this point, this game is over. I'm gonna come in with my Armarouge, as I know Inkay is very close to a charge move here. If we just come in with the Armarouge, fire off a Flame Charge, and get the final shield, then we should be absolutely fine. Now, I don't want to throw on alignment there, just in case they didn't throw, which they didn't throw there. And now we can just come in with the Inkay, go for a few side waves, make it to the Night Slash. Night Slash gets the KO up against Chime Echo, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to opponent there. Into the next battle, you can see Galarian Slowbro in the lead. So this might be the battle that I was talking about here, where I'm able to outpace them to a Night Slash, and Night Slash is going to be no shielded by the opponent. You can see it really doesn't do that much damage up against most Psychic type Pokemon. I'm going to no shield as I can live the Brutal Swing here, and I will once again outpace them to the next charge move, so I can win the zero shield scenario if I want to. Night Slash gets the KO, but they are going to come in with Chime Echo, and they've got a Bruxish in the back, and we are going to get absolutely slaughtered by this thing. Unfortunately, only got resisted fast move pressure up against this Bruxish. They can just shield up the Flame Charge. We'll come in with the Metagross, but yeah, actually, never mind. I tried to make it to a Night Slash there, grab the final shield, but it doesn't work out, and even then, it doesn't matter there, as we are only barely making it to a Meteor Mash. They're able to fully bite, farm me down, and unfortunately, we do lose that game. But GG's to opponent there. Into the final battle of this video. Of course, we've just seen ourselves get Hyper Beamed by a Malamar. Luckily for us, this one doesn't farm up to the potential Hyper Beam, so gonna no shield, then gonna swap into my Armarouge, and Armarouge is going to take resisted damage here, of course. We are going to shield up the foul play as these Incinerates will start chunking. The opponent is going to swap into a Victini, which isn't really ideal for us as they can resist the damage here. We go for Flame Charge. We actually grab the shield though, and now we're boosted. I might as well go for Side Shock, as Side Shock does do a little bit more damage here. Side Shock doesn't do that much damage, but I'm expecting them to throw it at some point anyways. They will fire off the charge move here, and the opponent's going to go for the V-Create. That actually doesn't get the KO there, and they throw straight away. Honestly, I didn't even realize we lived that, so I could have thrown the Side Shock and one switch there, but it doesn't really matter as they throw straight away. And now we can come in with the Metagross, shield once, go for a full Bullet Punch farm down. As they go for the foul play there, we get the full farm down. We come out with a ton of energy. They're going to come in with a Chime Echo, and I should actually be able to make take it to back-to-back Meteor Mashes here. So the first one will be coming through, grabs the final shield, and the second Meteor Mash will of course be enough damage to get the KO up against Chimecho. We can now come in with the Inkay, snipe with a Night Slash once again, and Night Slash will get the KO up against Victini, and I'm able to take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you want to take your support even further, you can now become a channel member with perks including early access to new videos, shoutouts at the end of each video, custom loyalty badges, and custom emojis to use in the comments. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has already become a channel member. Your support is greatly appreciated, and with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.